Usyk versus Dubois. In the title, I've called it Usyk versus Dubois, questions, or question versus question, or questions versus questions. This fight has got so many questions, so many. So, it's where you go back into the old vault. And back in the day, Usyk sparred with Daniel Dubois. Back in the day. So they've sparred before. You all know about that because you've seen it, you've heard it on BWTM Sports. So they kind of know one another in that sense. Will that be significant? Who knows? Questions about Daniel Dubois. Question number one: how's the ankle? Has it healed? Question number two: what's Daniel Dubois' punch resistance like since the Joe Joyce fight? Because it looked in the Kevin Larea fight against a small cruiserweight, moved up to heavyweight. He hit him on the chops, and Dubois' legs collapsed from under him. Now I don't know if it collapsed from under him because it was just there was some weakness in the ankle, or the fact that there's a weakness in the chin. But it was good to see Dubois get up, get through that situation, and win. Next question to ask is, okay, so if Dubois is healthy and the ankle's fit, that's good. If it's not fit, then how fit is Dubois um, going into this fight? I don't know, and I'm not speculating one way or the other. Just questions. Um, is Daniel Dubois a flat track bully? In other words, when things are going his way, it's fine, but when punches come flying back, he's not the same fighter. There's a lot of fighters like that. It's not just Daniel Dubois, I'm suspecting, but when the punches start flying back, when a person can take your best shot and start throwing punches back at you, that's when you know what kind of a fight you've got. It's one thing to see a guy hit a person and fall over. It's another thing for a guy to hit a guy and knock him over once he's been throwing punches back at you. That's a real test of punching power and ability and balls, so there. Another question. He's going out to fight in Poland. So that crowd is going to be definitely pro Usyk. Will that get to Dubois as he's coming to the ring? How mentally tough is Daniel Dubois? Can he block all that? And the other question is Daniel Dubois his own man or is he impressionable? A lot of the times I listen to Dubois talk, I often hear the voices of a promoter or the voice of a manager or the voice of a trainer being echoed through the voice of Daniel Dubois. Like he doesn't know what to say and somebody else is speaking for him and therefore he's repeating what they're saying, but I don't know how much he actually believes in what he's saying. So there's a lot of questions about Daniel Dubois that need to be answered, but I don't like the signs I've seen the um, from the Joe Joyce fight, where he was looking around the table, looking for some form of, I don't know, acceptance or relevancy or whatever, because he did that same thing again at a press conference where Uzi started dancing and singing or whatever, rapping, and Dubois was kind of looking around, lost like a lost sheep. He's got that lost sheep look about him. I'll face off against Usyk, and I'm going to intimidate him with my size. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? And you look at him, look like a lost sheep. He was looking for approval. He was looking for somebody to say, "Hey, what's going on here? I'm the champ. Usyk's not going to be doing this." And that is the sort of thing that Usyk, he's the master of mind games. So let's just hope that Daniel Dubois is locked in and focused. So then he's got the punching power. Yeah, he definitely got the punching power based on who he's knocked over. But who has Daniel Dubois knocked over that's really credible? And you look at the fight against Joyce. He didn't budge Joyce. Then you look at what Zhilei Zhang was doing to Joyce, and he was buckling his legs and all sorts. I don't know if that's because Joyce has taken so many punches in his chin that suddenly it cracked because of all the fights, including the Joseph Parker fight, and Joyce is on the other side of his career, or and taken so much damage to that chin that it's starting to get through now, or The fact that Dubois' punching power is overrated. Which one I don't know, and I'm not going to know because I'm not going to be in that ring. Um, Dubois not being knocked out in his career, and how's the eye? It's no question. The eye of Dubois. If he gets hit on that eye again, is he gonna react to how he did before? When things are not going Daniel Dubois' way, is he gonna push through, or is he gonna find a way out? Question. All questions. How does he work with this new trainer, Don Charles? Can he follow Don Charles's instructions under pressure in a big fight in Poland? You know, it's a bit different when Don had Derek Chisora. He had Derek Chisora. He known Derek Chisora a while, and he went to they fought when he fought Vitaly Klitschko, and that really gave Derek a better chance than people did. People say, "Oh, Derek's going to get knocked out." I said, "Nah, Derek won't get knocked out in this fight. No chance." He didn't. Um, I remember that fight very well. As Usyk, there's some questions about Usyk. Usyk had a long, extensive amateur career. Let's remember that, and that starts to show up in a person's professional career. You know, Usyk's no spring chicken. Speed, reflexes. Once that starts to go, there's a problem. And once he's a bit slower, he's easier to hit. So Dubois, it's going to be about punch placement, foot placement, and head placement. Head placement meaning, where's your head, mate? Where's your heart, mate? Where's your punches, mate? And where's your feet placed, mate? It's going to be all about, for Dubois, it's placement. It's placement. Whether it's going to the body, you know, placement. If it's going to the head, shots, placement. So that's something we have to see, placement. And then can he follow the instructions? Usyk, on the other hand, how much damage has Usyk sustained in 2 fights with Anthony Joshua? They were bruising fights. Yes, Usyk won, but they were bruising fights with Joshua. They weren't like, although he won masterfully, he did look, his face was laced up with punches, and he did look the worse for wear, Usyk. So I'm concerned about how much wear and tear his body can take. Training camp after training camp, body breaking down, constant hand problems. Yeah, you know. Next question is, what happens when Daniel Dubois hits him? Can Daniel Dubois hit him? Well, he's been nailed by Anthony Joshua. He's been nailed by Derek Chisora. So that's the question. What's his motivation in this fight? Because Daniel Dubois is not what you want to be fighting for at this time of your career. You really want to be fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world and retire. Because I think once Usyk fights Tyson Fury, win or lose, he retires. What else is there to do? Who else is there to fight? Deontay Wilder? No, I'll retire. I don't have to go and fight Deontay Wilder. If I fight Tyson Fury, I'm done. Because at least Tyson Fury's beaten Deontay Wilder. That's my answer to that one. I'm not fighting Deontay Wilder for if Tyson's beating him. So how much miles are on the clock for Usyk? His motivation is the biggest thing for me. And it's all well and good when things are going well. Let's see if things don't go well for Usyk, what his corner's like, what it's like in the corner. It's all right getting a guy into shape and all that stuff. A guy's using a lot of his boxing ability based on what he did in the amateurs. That's fine. What happens when it starts getting difficult for Usyk? What can that corner do for him? If Usyk were to get dropped in a fight, what can that corner do for him? So we don't really know what Usyk's corner's really about, to be honest. He's been able to basically do what he needs to do, and his skill set's been good enough for it. But I tell you now, if Daniel Dubois allows Usyk to dictate the fight, or Dubois decides to run out and just try and land bombs, they say they want to bully Usyk. Well, it's got to be a way how you're going to bully Usyk. If you walk straight forward, try and chuck bombs, caveman style, you're going to get knocked out because you're going to walk onto one. You'll walk onto one, it will stun you, and then Usyk will follow up on you. 3-4 punches at a time, and you're on your ropes and barrage of punches. So you've got to be careful how you decide to walk Usyk down. Plenty of left hooks. But the best way to fight a southpaw, as Stacey McKinley's always said, and you know, get him to the ropes, get him and get close to the ropes. When you get him against close to the ropes, there's neither southpaw orthodox. He's just against the ropes. He's just a fighter, and beat up on him. For for Usyk, it's just in and out, side to side. Don't move back in straight lines. Make Daniel miss, and then make him pay by countering hard. And I don't think if he gets counted hard, 3, 4 rounds, and he's not landing his own shots, Usyk makes it very difficult for Daniel to land cleanly. Uh, but as I said, he's got to get all the placement right on the night. Head placement, position of punches, footwork. His head's got to be low. It's Dubois' head. For me, it's Dubois' head for this fight. His head. And obviously making sure his ankle's healed. Fully healed, may I say. And he's able to train extensively. Don't excuses after that. We couldn't really train on the ankle, so we trained around the ankle. That nonsense. I don't hear any of that. So I know they want the money. They can't pull out this fight because they want the money. They want to make the cash. So I would like to have seen Don Charles work with Dubois 3, 4 fights, for 2, 3 fights, and then taking this Usyk fight. But this is what greed does for you. And he says the question is whether Dubois can handle the Polish Ukraine crowd, especially which might look like a scene from the third-rate propaganda film in the late 1930s. Don Charles has his work cut out. He truly has. He truly has. But I wish Dubois all the best, and that he can literally think for himself. It's his own feelings and emotions going in there on the night, not what his promoter thinks or what his trainer thinks or what. In the sense that he can speak for himself and express how he feels without sound as if I said a promoter's talking through his mouth, or because a lot of the things, if you listen to Dubois carefully, it's not what Dubois thinks, it's what somebody said and he is responding. So it's like somebody saying, oh, if the journalist asks you how you're going to win the fight, remember you tell him you're going to take your chances and knock him out. So you heard Dubois say, yeah, if I get the opportunity, I'm going to take my chances and knock him out. And that's how Dubois sounds. And that does not put confidence in me. I really don't. So I don't put a lot of confidence in me at all. But I wish Daniel well. I wish him well. Don't get caught up in Usyk's games. Stay focused. Don't be distracted. All the best. Those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Dubois 25. Is he still learning in Crump? Unfortunately, yes, he is. He is learning. And I said Daniel Dubois should have left his original trainers a long time ago. I said it before the Joyce fight. He needs to leave his trainers. I said that McGregor was a bad fit for Dubois, and Don Charles would have been better. I don't know what the hell. I've got no idea what the hell he was doing with McGregor. And Shane McGregor to do what? What? And the other guys, all I could see him doing is getting hit, throwing 1-2 on the pads. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Nonsense. So, he needs a good trainer. And he's got Don Charles, who not only he needs a father figure in the boxing realm, needs a father figure. He's going to give him a cuddle and talk to him and mentor him. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Leif, great to see you. Jay Ruse, great to see you too as well. Love to you both, guys. And Anthony, good to see you in the room as well. God bless. Take care. Hope you enjoy the videos, and don't forget, rate, subscribe, leave your comments, and most importantly, let me know how you think this fight will go. Oops, before I go, Adam. Daniel said he wants to show Usyk he can box. The interview had the interview led the question though. There you go. There you go. There you go. Just listen to Daniel Dubois next time he talks. Listen to any Dubois interviews coming to this fight. He sounds like somebody speaking through him. Take care.